Yo, check it out. I was just listening to the radio, and I wanted to call in so bad, but I ain't know the number. Anyway, hope y'all can hear me. My ears stopped up, so it sounds like I'm talking loud. Anyway, the conversation was there was a female. Okay, she's married, and her husband, he's the breadwinner. She takes care of the home. He brings all his money and puts in a joint account for the both of them. She doesn't have to ask for money. That's what a joint account is. She doesn't have to say, hey, I need money for this, I need money for that. She can access the account anytime she wants, So the problem is, she started a side business with her friend. As always, isn't it always how it is? So she started something on the side with her friend, right? And that wasn't the problem. The problem is she decided to open up an account in her own name and put all her money in there. Her money, right? So already she has the wrong mindset. The problem is she didn't tell him about it. And that's what hurt his feelings, ladies. Because right now, he's taking all he got and he's giving it to you. He's doing his job, he's playing his role as a husband, a provider. And now he sees that you wouldn't do the same for him. That's what the problem is. Because she's like, he's not even talking to me. What did I do wrong? What you did wrong is you, like a lot of people, think it's okay to keep secrets from your spouse. And that's not okay. Because what's happening, ladies, is you're changing him. See, right now, he's like, oh, this is my woman. I trust her. I want to take care of her. I'm giving you all I got. And so now he finds out that you took your money. And first of all, you're thinking of it as your money. It's not, you didn't come in to say, hey, let me replenish some of the money I've been spending. Let me put some of it back, In the very least, you could have said, hey, I'm making money over here, and I'm going to put it in this account. You didn't give him a chance to be who he already is. He already is a provider. He could have said, okay, you already know I don't need the money. Why don't you and your friend open up an account and you just keep it over there? You didn't give him a chance to be like, you know what? I don't need the money. You want to open up another account in your name? Cool. At least you told him about it. That's the difference. When she kept it a secret, and when you're in a marriage, God's not going to let it go down like that. A lot of times people don't even say anything. They'll just leave. And then you be like, Dad, they just left. Well, it's because God showed them something. And you may be thinking, oh, they can't prove it. When God shows somebody something, there's no doubt, all right? So listen, the problem is not that she had a separate business. The problem is not that she was making money with her friend. The problem was she tried to hide it. Now, why would she do something like that? She already had access to all this money. The problem, ladies, you already know what the problem is. She didn't want him to be able to keep up with how much she was spending. She didn't want him to be able to keep up with how often she was spending it. Right? She didn't want him to know she was spending this amount this often. And usually when it's like that, it's because she's not just spending on herself, she's spending on somebody else. She's helping her friend or friends or some family members. And the husband, he might be cool with you doing this every now and then, but he might like want you doing it every week. And you don't want to get left out, so you want to make your contribution. And so the problem is you got something going on that you're keeping from your husband. You're keeping from your spouse, because I'm sure guys do it too. I'm sure it goes both ways. Now you have people calling in and say, oh, sure, it's okay for her to have some money on the side for a rainy day. Well, did she have to hide it? I'm pretty sure he's putting money in savings and checkings, She's weaving a web, because at first, it's a gateway. Oh, it's okay not to tell him about this. Then the next thing you know, it's okay not to tell him about something else. You know what I'm saying? And then it's okay not to tell them about something else. And the next thing you know, oh, I can never tell them because I've done it for so long and I've done so much. And that's what the problem is. You're changing him. He's giving you all he's got. And now you're saying you wouldn't do the same thing for him. What if something happens and he can no longer make that money and put it into that joint account? You're saying you're going to probably leave. This type of person will probably leave and find somebody else that can take care of it. Or she's going to take all the money she was saving and say, well, this is my money. You know what I'm saying? No, too bad for you. That's what it's all about. If you're somebody you have a spouse that's putting all their money into your joint account, and then you decide that you're going to take your money and put it in a separate account, you're automatically saying you would not do the same thing for them. If something was to happen that they couldn't no longer provide that money, you're not going to be there for them because you are automatically thinking of this as your money. You're not going to spend your money to take care of us like I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the problem is, ladies. And fellas, if you're trying to understand it, they don't want you to know what they're spending. They don't want you to know how often they're spending it. They don't want you to know who they're spending it on. They don't want you to know what they're spending it on. We're not going to get into what they're spending it on and who they're spending it with. The problem is they don't want you to know about it. And that's the problem. Deception in a marriage is not a marriage at all. And it's just the bottom line. We can go into all the details about what they're being deceptive about. We could say, you know, she's keeping the money a secret. She's keeping something she's doing with her friend a secret. Okay. Next thing you know, oh, I'm just going to help my friend spice up her marriage a little bit. Oh, I'm just going to go this far. Oh, I'm just going to go this far. You know, and the next thing you know, you went all the way. You could say, I'm just going to spend this much. I'm just going to do it this often. And the next thing you know, you look at how much you spent in a year's time, in 5 years, when you could have used that money to build up your marriage, to make an investment for you. And you're building up somebody else's relationship. And you wonder why yours is falling apart because you're taken away from it. I don't want this to go into a whole nother conversation. The point is, it's the deception that's a problem. When you think it's okay to deceive your spouse about anything, money, or anything, then it's a problem. It's just a problem. It's just a problem. Because two are supposed to be one. And you created that separation. You created a separate account. You already had access to everything that he had. You didn't give him a chance to say, hey, you know what? I don't need the money. Why don't you? If you open up another account, cool. I should see you going into this account a little bit less then. Or you say, hey, you know what? I just want to save all of this money. Okay, cool. I already expect for you to come to this account whenever you want. So if you want to continue to come to this account whenever you want, do that and save that money. Cool. You didn't give him a chance to be cool about it. So now you're changing him because he can no longer be the same person with you. He can't love you the same. He can't trust you the same. Because you have proved to him, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would not do the same for him that he's doing for you. If you were the person making money, you wouldn't bring it into the joint account. You would put it over here to the side for yourself. And for somebody else, which is even worse. He's giving you all he got, and you saying, okay, good for you, but this is for me. Normal people, they would do it as a family, you know what I'm saying? They would say, they bring the kids into it. This is what we're going to do. This is how often we're going to do it. And it's a family effort. All right, it's been 10 minutes. You know, I could probably talk about this for an hour and hours. But it's really a real quick point. You're thinking it's okay to keep secrets from your spouse. And a lot of times that comes from another family or a friend, and they're like, oh, you don't have to tell them everything. You know, most women think it's okay to hide money on the side, but the only reason they think it's okay is because they want you to help them with it. They know that your spouse might say, it's cool sometimes, but look, you're doing it too much. And they don't want them to be able to stop you from helping them. It's simple as that. You ain't got to tell him about that. Why? Why is it a problem? Because he might stop them from helping you. Or he might influence them from helping you as much. And anytime you got somebody in your life that can convince you, or that would even try to convince you to keep secrets from your spouse, they didn't want you to be with that person in the first place. They want you to be with somebody that they can tell what y'all doing, pretty much. And so anytime you got somebody in your life like that, it's not going to end well. Peace and love.